Hello, this is The Way of Fairness. My name's Stephen Childs. Have you ever heard of you need to learn the ropes? It's an old expression about learning what you're supposed to do with the other people. You need to know the ropes. Maybe it's because of knots. Learn your knots, how to tie the knots. And then there's another old expression. Old people would say, I'm fit to be tied. Because like at your wit's end, like powerless kind of a feeling or realization. So there's abuse that's gone on in human cultures, and it's really horrid. The lying to support your side by lying about the other side. Horrible lies. Like the Satanic Panic is an example. They put people in prison that didn't harm any children. They scapegoated them. They got the children to say what they wanted them to say. QAnon is a modern example. Another example. Anyway, I want to get to the point I'm trying to make. Our culture, our human culture, has a strategy, has a teaching, has the what you can do and what you can't do. You can't pull the mask off the Lone Ranger, and you can't mess around with Jim. That's an old song by Jim Croce. So you can't fool the troops is another one. Like the single person can't rule over the gang, over the group. So sometimes we have mob rule, like a tyrannical control rules the people. And that's what we have with the elite ruling the non-elite. It's a tyrannical control, an unfair rule. The Bible says it's unrighteous dominion. So the Bible is a strategy to get power to overthrow the unrighteous dominion, but yet if you read the Bible, it's worse than the one that they replaced. And then Islam comes along and it's worse than the one that it's trying to replace, perhaps. More tyrannical. Unfair rule over people that don't want that rule. So we have democracy, and it gets taken over by the elite. And so that's what we have going on in the USA. It's a trend, conservatism. They call it conservatism. It's just a word. It means that another unfair master is trying to take over. It's like the Who song, the band, rock and roll band, the Who. They had a song called Won't Get Fooled Again. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. I won't get fooled again. But that's what we're doing. We have not found a way yet to stop this unrighteous dominion, this unfair rule of the masses. And the masses are the problem. There's a saying, the masses are asses. So it's the group, it's the gang that does the unfair tyrannical control. Okay, so there's the teaching that we get from culture. It's like cultural, not school. It's real life, school of hard knocks, maybe, is the way we describe it. Learn the hard way. A word to the wise. Now we're starting to look from a different side of the coin. So this is a word to the wise. Wisdom is more important than knowledge. There's the word philosophy, and I thought, well, we should have philosophy's love of wisdom and No, love of knowledge. I got ahead of myself. So I thought there should be philosophia, love of wisdom. But I didn't, I just typed in love of wisdom, and it came up with the Greek word for wisdom is Sophia. And that's called the wisdom of God. And then in the Buddhist school of thought, the perfection of perfect wisdom is the Heart Sutra. And the wisdom in it is to not be anything. So I defeated a nightmare with Satan that was a Satan power was gonna rape me. And I was terrified. And I just kept repeating the perfection of wisdom mantra, Gate Gate, Paragate, Parasangate, Bodhisoha. It means gone, 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 beyond, beyond. Praise the Awakened One. So I was praising the Awakened One, honoring the one who had transcended and gone beyond, and it's nirvana, non-existence, cessation. I am not anything. So that's what I was chanting. I'm not anything. So no matter what something outside of me does, I don't do anything because I'm not anything. And the Satan in the nightmare gave up, and I didn't get raped. Or it was just really scary. Something really scary scaring me in a dream. And the extraterrestrials explained to me that through telepathy, through dreams, that they have introduced a certain degree of fear in humanity. They want it that way. They can make us very afraid at will. Okay, so that's part of our school of hard knocks in humanity, is because they've been here since the beginning. Before humans even evolved into animals. Think of it that way. We were still single cells in some ocean. They were here then. They were here when the first brain evolved and consciousness happened on Earth. So they were there then. So anyway, you can tell I'm scientifically oriented. Science has shown us truth. That's all it's for, is to determine what is true and what is false about our physical reality. And then there's science of psychology, so that's science of mind. There's different rules because it's a whole different category. This science of consciousness. It's new. Psychology hasn't been around very long. So before that, they only had religion. So psychology can explain to us how we should be, how to be as a human. So all of our cultural stories are about how we should be. The Knights of the Round Table, the valor of the knight. And so our mythologies are rich with wonderful stories about how humans should be. Because the ones that have gone before us, they learned the hard way and they made up the story to explain the way of the right path. And so we have a system. We can call it a system of natural education, life education. And it's a system of teaching. Okay, what we have in the world now is a system that does not work. It's not telling people how to be. So we have some ideas that have came from religion, like the Golden Rule, if you want to even give it credit to a religion. It's just a thought that treat others how you want to be treated. That's not really a religious idea. It's a human idea. So it doesn't matter if you believe in God or not, to see the wisdom, the philosophia, love of wisdom. So in the Buddhist, the perfection of wisdom, the chant that I told you, the Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha, they have a female Buddha, and her name is Prana Paramita, perfection of wisdom. So I don't know why do they give in the Bible, it's the credit of wisdom is given to the female. Sophia's female. Wisdom is female. Well, it's not really. It's not even about species. It's about wisdom of how do you get along on the world to survive. It's not intelligence. Intelligence takes a back seat to wisdom. Wisdom is number one. And the highest wisdom in the teaching, this way to be that I'm trying to teach with the Way of Fairness, that's what the Way of Fairness is. It's a new teaching on how to be, to survive, to be happy, to be successful. And it's I'll be fair to you if you'll be fair to me. That's the deal. That's how simple it is. And then all the religions do that. All the governments do that. All the systems of thought do that. So everyone agrees that we're going to be fair to everyone else and everyone else is going to be fair to us. That's the new school of thought. It's not in a classroom. It's, do you know the ropes? Do you know this teaching? I'll be fair to you if you'll be fair to me. Have a great day.